Ryoan-ji is a Japanese Zen temple which is situated as part of a complex of a Buddhist temple of worship for both Japanese and foreign visitors. It is placed on the rural northwest part of Kyoto City, which was the capital of Japan for thousands of years. Known for its simplicity, the Ryoan-ji is comprised of only two sections: the main building, which serves as a temple, and a Zen garden. Although the temple was designed by an artist Samai 1480 to 1525, it was not constructed until 1450 by a Japanese nobleman named Hosokawa Katsumoto. During the Japanese Civil War in Kyoto that lasted between the years of 1467 and 1477, the temple building was destroyed by a great fire. Thus, it was not until 1486 when the temple building was rebuilt with an additional adjacent Zen garden. The temple building and garden make a combined UNESCO World Heritage Site that is recognized for its intriguing aesthetics. The veranda follows the idea that a place is established by a configuration of architectural elements that seem to the mind to accommodate a person, an activity, a mood, a spirit, a god. This is an element that leads to not only practical functions, but also establish and define spatial boundaries. The wall around the garden represents the limits of the garden. The black pebble serves as a gutter for an overhang roof and makes the overall site more compact, and thus it produces an impression that the entry to the garden is restricted. The site communicates with its surrounding nature by utilizing the existing landforms, specifically the natural downward slope through the low-lying walls. The landscape also influences the design of the site by developing a common linear path that follows along two of the four perimeters of the sand. The garden is located south of the main temple building and is covered by walls on each side, suggesting the extent of the site. The rectangular space is comprised of 15 rocks of different shapes and sizes. In addition, there are also patterns both in the sand and stone which give a sense of flow. Thus, the mixture of rock and gravel indicates a series of mountains with stream of water. Interestingly enough, each mountain rock was also placed in a position on the sand with a defined position. There are relationships between the rock, sand, and other stonework that all have distinct meanings. The sand beneath the rock resemble a wave-like pattern that is emphasized by the precisely positioned mountain-shaped rocks. Although there are visual elements which obviously makes references to the mountains and water. When architecture and nature interact equally, as with Ryoan-ji, we observe the garden and temple as a whole. We can also see that the garden acts as an abstraction of several natural objects in our environment. Thus, there is always a sense of nature that resonates within the temple, such as the mountain, rocks, and flowing sands. Consequently, the constituents of the Ryoan-ji produce a calm atmosphere, which ultimately stimulates the well-being of visitors and its impetus to offer the ideal conditions for meditation. The significance of Ryoan-ji is its timeless architecture. The design of the main temple building does not show a specific date on the design, which perhaps makes this location stand out.